Welcome to Michael Pepper Tech. In today's video, we're going to check out the SoundPEATS Air 5 Pro, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a walk and talk. I currently have them in with active noise cancellation off. They're in a transparency mode, and I can hear what's going on around me. You might be able to hear some animals and stuff, and I can hear them pretty clear. Now, my own voice is going to sound a little muffled, but for the price of these, I would say the transparency mode is nice. You know, if you need to be able to hear your loved one or your kids talking to you, or, you want to have them in and be listening to music, but you need to be able to hear a phone ring in an office, you'll be able to do that. The other thing I will say is that the app is really nice. We will check that out a little bit later. Let's first talk about my usage a little bit. They claim 7.5 hours with the ANC off in normal mode, and that's about right. I get somewhere between 7 and 8 hours. With ANC on, you'll lose about 20% of that, so get down to about 6 hours. And keep in mind, this is at a reasonable 30 to 50% volume. If you like to listen to your music really loud and crank these all the way up, those numbers will go down. I will say out of the box, they're a little bit bass heavy for me, and the vocals are a little bit too much. But they have a custom EQ that you can set. You get set in a quiet room, and it does one of those kind of hearing tests, and it will create a custom EQ for you. So you get to listen, and it will set it up. And I did it, and it was perfect. It kind of toned the bass down for me, brought the vocals down, and that is what I use. And keep in mind, what's really nice is you create that, you set that on one device, and that goes with it. So you don't have to worry about installing the app on every device. You don't have to worry about, oh, I'm going to use it with my computer, or I'm going to use it with an Xbox or a PlayStation or some device that doesn't have the app, and I'm going to lose all the configurations. We'll take a look at those configurations in a little bit, but I just kind of wanted to give you my thoughts on that. I have been using these for about 2 months, and for their pricing, you know, take a look around. I've seen them, they've had them on sale. So anywhere from $50 to $70. And for that price, I think these are awesome. They fit nice, snug in the ear. I don't have to worry about them falling out. They kind of look like a black version of like an AirPod. They come with different tips. You can squeeze to do different things. You can do a long press, short press, single click, double click, triple press. And the right and left earbuds can do different things. So you can do next track, previous track, volume up and down, trigger the voice assistant, go in and out of the gaming mode, go in and out of between active noise cancellation, the normal mode, and transparency. And or you can have them do nothing if you choose to, because maybe you're worried about bumping them, or you wear them to sleep and you don't want to accidentally bump them, or you're wearing them with a hood. Maybe you pair your watch and you'd rather be able to control your track and volume through that. So you can set them just to do other features. It's all up to you. The app is nice. I've gotten a couple updates already to them, and the SoundPEATS team has been really responsive when I've reached out to them and mentioned, that the native sound output, I would like it if they bring the volume down and or the bass down a little bit and bring down the vocals. And they talked about doing that. So we'll see if that comes in an update. But let's take a look at the app real quick. I'm going to sit down and we'll take a closer look at that. And of course, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and continue to watch to the end, and there might be a little bit of a surprise there. Let's find out. So we're sitting down, and as you see with the app, you have noise cancellation, which you get a little prompt where this voice says ANC on. You go to normal mode, hit to transparency, and it says pass through, and you can trigger those in there, or you can configure things. So there's voice enhancement for your transparency or standard transparency. There's a double device connection feature, which if you do that, mind you, the audio quality goes down. You can disable the touch. You can go into a game mode, which reduces the latency, or here's the custom key. For clicking the left ear, the right ear, double click on the left or the right, triple click the left or right, or long press for 1.5 seconds on left and right. You can enable any of these features: undefined, volume up, volume down, play, pause, game mode, previous track, next track, noise cancellation, voice assistant. And you can do, as you can see, you can do that for any one of these things. It's really nice. The app is really nice. As you'll see here, you can see kind of the battery that is in the case and everything. They say 7.5 hours and a total of about 32 hours. So that means you get about 3 extra charges in there. And that's been about right for me. I tend to use these in the noise cancellation mode all the time. So I tend to get closer to 6 to 6.5 hours. So you're looking at 24 hours, 26 hours in total. I haven't really had to charge them yet or charge up the case yet. I tend to throw the case. Um, I've done it once when I first got them, and I use them for a couple hours every day, and it's been pretty solid. I think I've charged them once since I've gotten them, so that's been pretty solid. And they do charge up pretty quick. There's a nice indicator on the case, and we'll take a look at the case here. As you'll see, nice port on the bottom, and then there's your button that you click to pair. You open the case and they sit down in there. You got the pins, they sit nicely in there. I'll show you that. We'll take these out and you'll see they sit down in there nicely. It says, as you see here, the difference. If you have any questions, concerns, place those down in the comments down below. If you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. And of course, as always, put in a spicy pepper if you watched all the way to the end. If you would consider subscribing, that would be great. Let's take a look around the backyard here. And in a couple months, I will be moving, so we will start to see a little bit of different scenery. If you don't see content popping up over the next month or so as frequently, that is why. I'm sorry I haven't been super frequent with my content lately, but I will be back to that. Please consider sharing this content, as that helps me out and helps me to grow the channel. Thank you to the 1,312 of you who have subscribed so far, and to the other about 90% who haven't. If you like this content, please consider subscribing, as that would help me out a ton. And I will see you all in the next video. As always, this has been another video by Michael Pepper Tech. Peace, love. See you in the next one.